Hello guys, how are you doing? Hope all is well and by now you guys are problem solvers. So, in the previous video, we learned how to use the scanner class and its methods to accept user input. I'm sure by now you are good at using the class and its methods well. This block of code is from our last tutorial, so go ahead and open yours. Now, let's get started. When using the scanner class, there may be pitfalls in using the methods, especially when we use the next line method following one of the other scanner input methods. You can encounter problems when you use one of the numeric scanner class retrieval methods or the next method before you use the next line method. We will learn how to fix these pitfalls in this tutorial. So let's get started. Let's first copy this block of code and then paste it here. Now, let's comment this block of code. In the previous lesson, in our prompt message, we can see that we asked for the username before asking for the age. Now, what if we were to ask for the age before asking of the name? So let's just cut the part that asks for the name and then paste it after the prompt for the age. And let's run this and let's see what happens. In our output, we have our first prompt asking for the age. Now let's enter our age value, say 30, and then press enter. After pressing the enter key, the prompt for the name is displayed, but then the program does not pause to let us enter a name. Instead, the program proceeds directly to the output statement, which does not contain a valid name. So, why is this happening? When you use characters using the keyboard, they are stored temporarily in a location in memory called keyboard buffer. All keystrokes are stored in the keyboard buffer, including the enter key. The problem occurred because of a difference in the way the next line method and the other scanner retrieval methods work. The scanner methods next int, and next double retrieves the next token in the buffer up to the next white space, which might be a space, tab, or enter key. But the next line method reads all data up to the enter key character. So, in executing our program, the user is prompted for an age, types 30, and presses enter. The call to the next int method retrieves the 30 and leaves the enter key in the buffer. Then, the name prompt is displayed, and the call to the next line retrieves the waiting enter key before the user has time to type a name. The solution to this problem is simple. After any next int or next double method call, you can add any extra next line method call that will retrieve the abandoned enter key character. Then no matter what type of input follows, the program will execute smoothly. So, in our program, let's add a call to the next line method right after the statement that retrieves the age. So type input dot next line This statement retrieves the abandoned enter key from the input buffer. So now, if we run this program, the program pauses for us to enter the name. Let's go ahead and run this program. You see our prompt for age, enter our age value 25 and press enter. Now you can see that the program pauses for us to enter the name. So let's enter our name, Frank, and then press enter. And now we get our output statement which contains a valid name. So far, we have only been displaying our user typed input to screen, but we can do a lot with them. Let's take another example where we use our user input for arithmetic calculations. For this example, we will calculate the area of a rectangle. So we will need the length and width from our user. Let's comment this block of code. Now, let's declare our variables. Int length, semicolon. Int width, semicolon. Int area, semicolon. Let's declare our scanner object. Now, we don't need the import statement since we already have that from our previous lesson. So scanner scan equals new scanner into bracket system.in and semicolon. Now let's prompt the user for the length and width of our rectangle. So system.out.print, then brackets, then quotation marks, then inside please enter the length and two greater than signs and close it, semicolon. You see me type SOT and the system.out.print is generated after pressing enter. SOUT is a shortcut to the system.out.print line statement. Now on the next line, our retrieval message, length equals scan.nextInt. Now let's prompt for the width. Let's copy this and paste it here and then change the width, the length to width. Let's retrieve the width. So type width equals scan.nextInt. Now let's calculate our area. Area equals length times width. Now for our output statement, system.out.println, then inside the brackets between the quotation marks, the area of the rectangle with length space outside of it plus our length variable length, then plus open quotation marks again, then centimeters, and width space outside of it plus width plus open quotation centimeter is space close it plus area plus quotation centimeter squared. Then we close it and end it a semicolon. Now let's run this and we get our first prompt for length. Let's type the length, say 20, and press enter. We then get our next prompt. So we type the width as 8 and press enter. And we have our output statement with our area calculated and displayed. Now we could have combined our prompt message into one message. So let's delete our prompt for the width, and in the prompt for the length we add and width. We can see that the next line has the length retrieval statement, and the next line has the width retrieval statement following each other. When you run this, the compiler will expect you to enter values for both the length and width. What you do is that after entering the first value, press the spacebar or enter key before typing the next value. That way, the compiler assigns the first value to the length variable and the next value to the width variable. So let's run this. Now enter our value for length, the 20, and press space or enter key. I'll press the space bar. Now type the value for the width as 8 and press enter. And there we have it, same as the last one. I hope this is more than enough to make you expert in using the scanner class. Practice more and you will see improvements. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next tutorial.